Well, a bit of a change of season here since our last videos were done. We just had a nice dump this afternoon, so we got a bit of a soggy job site. So lots of changes since last update, although quite a few of them are buried. It's kind of like being at the cemetery. Anyway, so this is all of our treatment for the swimming pool, for the impermeable to go around the swimming pool. We have well, in the last pool we did, I purchased precast concrete for the nosings, but wasn't terribly happy with either the price or the results. So here we decided to make them here all in one piece, which is fairly labor intensive, but the results, anyways, we've just been playing with these and we just started polishing up. This is from a special stone, what they call pulveripedra here. It's fine stone. Anyway, so you want something that's relatively white, so somebody sits on the edge of the pool on a hot day, they don't burn their tush. But you don't want something that is slippery. So this meets those requirements. And now with zero joints. We haven't started polishing the raised garden here, but we have finished all of our retaining wall work. Just yesterday we poured this last piece because this was our ramp was initially our ramp for the truck to get in to bore the piling, so we had to put retaining wall to sustain all this, to refill it again for the limited garden space. And we've been working on our, they put all this geotextile, you know, this is going to turn into an orchard. All of these lines you see here are the walking paths, and all our orchard trees are going to be in these terraces going down the hill. And of course, to get the rain running off of there without taking all of our dirt that we buried there to fill that hole. And we've got, well, some steel sticking up here. This is to support this deck that will be out here, because we know it's going to settle. It's not a maybe. It's a definite. Anyways, panels sitting here. That's gonna be our little bodega that sits out there. Moving on. Well, we've been burying lots of stuff. Our septic field is completely completed. Fairly extensive, but with 5 bedrooms. Now the settling tank is right here in this zone here, with the vents going out so that they're out of sight, out of mind. And this is sitting, or if you want to call it outhouse, is sitting on the end of the holding tank. And from there, right below here, is the biodigester full of lava rock to make the rooms for all of our billions of bacteria friends that are there. And then all across here, all of that way to that pile of sand, is a center tube with arms. There's 80 lineal meters, or 250 feet of drainage line under there, buried in what we call here huevito. It's river rock, pebbles, so it works perfectly for that because it's nice and rounded. And our pallets of what we call variegated molehone have been disappearing and going up on our retaining walls. And you can see this part here has a sealer on it, and you can see just how, you know, the dry part there, although much of it isn't, but because it was pouring rain here an hour ago. But this color doesn't, this is the permanent color now. of this variegated mullione. It's just turned out absolutely fabulous. And of course all of the wall caps are completed. Now, next week when we return, we'll be putting our black dirt in place and start growing stuff so that the growing being well started as the house proceeds. Up above, we've got our green geotextile so that basically anything will go, rain will go through that one. The one I showed you down below, that does not, the rain does not go through it, which you don't want it to do in wiping out. But this is virgin soil here, so it's not washing away. So we got to put bamboo, a line of bamboo across there to fix that down, and then all of our plants, trees, brushes will be in the beds on those two terraces. And well, this is our in process here, our pieces of rock before we get them stuck to the wall. Anyways, that pretty much covers, well, it's, yeah, the last month's work. This wall here will be, that one will be stuck at less prominent, but all around the elevated garden there will be the same mullione rock will go in place there. And when we come back now, our material for the impermeable for the pool just arrived yesterday, so we will be working on that here on our return. It's kind of interesting. One of the neighbors is a property manager and he has a pool. I just met him at the gate the other day. His pool is a whopping 2 years old, leaks like a sieve, and so he's doing a complete overhaul of his shitty block pool because of that, when that's only 2 years old. This thing just blows my mind that people build block pools and figure that that's acceptable, and it doesn't save money. I mean, I'm sorry, anybody who suggests that is either mathematically challenged or mentally challenged, because that is just not a fact at all. So anyway, so we have to continue with this garden work over here to do the same thing. In fact, I just ordered the rest of the geo to do that, because the whole thing is to turn all this hillside into an orchard and garden area so that they get some use out of that hillside, and rather than seeing it just go wild. But anyways, oh, okay, so I passed by, we talked about the septic field. Okay, so now here, well, here we've just nicely started. This is a fairly intense 2 bedrooms over in this wing, and the laundry room, so there's a lot of plumbing work going on here to get this all working. So we just buried a whole bunch of this today, in fact. But anyways, the things to look for in there is, you know, there should be no T's in good plumbing, and no 90-degree elbows. See, this is the toilet down. Well, that has 2 45s, so that it gets a nice smooth flow, and then it hits a Y to go in your main line, because this main line goes all across the back of the house and does a 180-degree turn and enters the septic tank, which was the ideal to be able to use this whole front yard, backyard. I mean, I have a hard time with that. I call a pool the front of the house, but you're entering back here. But anyway, so this will be the walk and garden area, and also the septic field. And so it has all that in the summertime, it has the subterranean moisture that will help keep that green. But